Well, it's Joni and Friends. My name is Joni because my dad wanted a boy.
So UK
And,
pronunciation.
right. And I broke my neck in a diving accident when I was 17 years old, back in 1967. Very depressed, very discouraged, but it was my Christian friends, people in my church who rallied around my family and provided a lot of support. And eventually that pulled me up out of depression. I was interviewed on the Today Show because of my artwork. I'm a mouth artist. I paint holding brushes between my teeth. And it was after that Today Show interview that a publisher asked if I would write my book, which I did. I wrote my story in a book, and then that was made into a movie by the Billy Graham Association. And all this notoriety brought a lot of response from people who were suffering with illnesses, disease, disabilities, all of them asking about how did I get up out of depression, how did my family stay together, stay so unified, what about miraculous healing, how do I get my church supportive of my special needs daughter, just all kinds of questions, and I wanted to be a good steward of that, of all that fame. And so in 1979 I started Joni and Friends. Back then it was a small organization to address the needs of people with disabilities and respond to some of these questions. But of course it grew exponentially, and now, 35 years later, we will deliver our 100,000th wheelchair to disabled people overseas.
Wow.
We run retreats for families affected by disability in the developing world, in developing nations, but also here in the United States. We partner with groups in the United Kingdom, a group called Through the Roof, and Churches for All, and creating more access for churches in the United Kingdom. We also partner with our UK friends in Wheels for the World. So there's a lot of networking between ourselves and what happens in the United Kingdom to promote God's love among people with disabilities.
Wow, I mean, it's amazing. Just everything is just incredible. I was browsing your website, and it's just intimidating just how much you've achieved in the last few decades. And you've written, was it 47 books now you've written? It's crazy.
About that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Crazy. But yeah, the first one was in the 70s, wasn't it? A few years after everything happened, and it just
right.
Sort of,
the Joni book was the original book I wrote. That was in 1974. It's grown a lot since then, and how this whole Oscar thing came about. I was speaking at a conference last year, and during the conference, as I spoke in my message, I would weave hymns in and out of my points that I was making, singing hymns, because I love hymns, and I have recorded an album of them many years ago. And friends in the audience, I did not know this, some friends were connected with the production of this small Christian film, Alone Yet Not Alone. And they asked if I would sing the new movie theme. And I did, and I recorded it last fall down in Santa Monica in a small recording studio, and I thought that would be that. It'd be all over after I sung the song. And I mainly did it as a favor for friends. And then all of a sudden, I learned, about a month ago that it was nominated for an Oscar.
I mean, yeah, it's a really beautiful song. I didn't know what to expect when I first visited the YouTube video for it, but it was, it's really lovely, and it's such a shame it got disqualified. But I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, yes, I was disappointed because I thought it would be an opportunity for many, many, many people to hear this song who otherwise might not be blessed by the words. But my disappointment was assuaged by the fact it was really never my Oscar to win, and it was certainly not my Oscar to lose. The Oscar nomination is for the two songwriters, so mainly I was disappointed for them.
Yeah, and I can tell from the video as well as from everything else that the decision to do this seemed more motivated by the fact that you're an evangelist and your faith more than anything else.
Well, I really don't know. I can't say. the Academy Board of Governors said they disqualified the film on the basis of this modest email campaign that the songwriter had embarked on. That in contrast to the multi-millions of dollars that major production companies invest during the nomination season to market their films and their and whatnot, their nominations. I don't know the inworkings of the Academy. I don't understand the politics of Hollywood, but I do know that a great deal of pressure was put on the Academy Board of Governors to rescind that nomination.
Yeah, that's such a shame because, as you say, I mean, so many millions of dollars are pumped into telling people about the film, and it seems quite ironic that a small email to a few friends got a song disqualified. But yeah, hopefully just the publicity that's had alone will get the film out there and get people watching it. I hope so. But yeah, I mean, how was it? Literally just a day's work? Did you just go into the studio, record the song, and that was that? Or?
That was that.
Wow.
It was a small recording studio down in Santa Monica, and it took about a few hours, just a couple of hours, to lay the track down. It was funny though. I was in the recording studio, and the producers of the film were there, and I said to them, "Now, if you don't like this song, you will not hurt my feelings if you decide you want Amy Grant to do it, or some other person. You will not hurt my feelings one bit." So I was kind of delighted that they liked the song so much.
Yeah, I mean, have you seen it?
And obviously, it won a nomination. I mean, a lot of people in the Academy must have liked that song over the 75 other choices of music themes. So that's kind of encouraging to see that a lot of members in the Academy really preferred it.
Of course. I mean, there's about, I don't know how many people in the branch, but there's about 6,000 people that vote on these things. And I think the person who was responsible for the disqualification only emailed about 70 or so, which is a testament to just how popular the song was in the first place, really.
Right. And that's a big encouragement.
Yeah.
And there have been a lot of hits on the YouTube video, and that's also encouraging.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I didn't realise any of the background behind the song and really anything about you until I watched the video. So I think that gives it an added poignancy as well, which is lovely. Your story is just very inspirational. Well,
thank you, Ian. I'm a quadriplegic. My hands don't work. I don't walk. I have limited lung capacity. So the fact that I was even able to do this song is quite miraculous for me.
Yeah.
A quadriplegic.
I mean, how do you find life without Steve wanting to be patronising? Like, how do you do it?
You mean sing a song?
Yeah, sing a song, let alone a whole album. Like, how do you get through that?
Well, my husband was there in the studio with me, and he kind of had to press on my abdomen to help me get out all my, fill my lungs with air and hit the high notes and reach for the pitch and proper pitch. And so thankfully, he was a big help to me that day.
Yeah.
I also wear a tight surgical support garment called it's just a corset. I wear it all the time, and it enables me to sit up straight and to breathe and to project. And many quadriplegics, I don't know how many you know, but many of them have a hard time talking because gaining a good breath is just hard. And thankfully, I wear this corset, so that helps.
Yeah.
But physically, it's a little bit of a challenge. But then again, I sing all the time. I love to sing. I ask God to put a hymn on my heart every morning when I get up and head out the door, and He does. And it's singing that is a big comfort to me. I sing to comfort myself, and that to me is personally encouraging.
Yeah, I'm sure many other people would say the same. I mean, I think that's where the best songs come from. It's just people who just find some sort of inspiration or something to sing about, and they just do. So I think it's great, and that really shines through in the song as well, that you really kind of feel it. Have you seen the finished film?
Yes, I did see it. And the song really is an integral part of the movie theme. The movie is set in 1755, and it features two young sisters in a German immigrant family who settle on the western frontier. And it is a time during the French and Indian War when they are kidnapped. These two young girls are kidnapped by the Delaware Indians. It was a time of, it was a terrible time in American history. The French paid the Indians to secure as many British scalps and American scalps as they could, and it was a gruesome time. And this kidnapping was a horrific experience for these two girls, but they comforted themselves with this family hymn, "Alone Yet Not Alone." It's a true story, and it's just the story of how that hymn and the words to it sustained them through this long ordeal during the kidnap.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds great, and I wish it was available in the UK. I can't seem to find it in theatres anywhere around here, which is a shame.
Well, it'll enjoy a general release in the United States in June of this year. It had a limited release last year, enough of a release to qualify for Academy nominations, and so it'll be out in the general public this year.
Wonderful. Well, thank you very much for your time. I'm not going to waste any more of your day. Thank you for talking to me, and do keep me updated about everything that you're doing. What is next for you?
Well, next for me is business as usual. We've got retreats for families affected by disability, and to get ready for it, I'll be traveling in a couple of weeks, going to visit our various teams around the country, wheelchair collections, just all kinds of things that keep me occupied, which I enjoy a great deal.
Thank you very much for speaking to me.
Absolutely. You too, Liam. Take care.
You
Bye-bye.
too. Bye.
Thank you.